Good afternoon.
Welcome to the Parenting Versus Podcast.
Podcast?
Ooh, flipped it on ya. Sunday fun day.
Yeah. We are at a coffee shop today. We are on a date. And what do people do on dates? They record podcasts.
Apparently. Well, so we were coming downtown to get some lunch, and we realized that the Albuquerque Marithon. The Albuquerque Marithon.
Why'd you mess up your latte art?
I just wanted to see what else I could do. I was trying to make a 4-leaf clover, but it didn't work out. So now I'm just drinking it.
So we're at the Marithon. Albuquerque. No, it's called the
Duke City.
I was gonna say the Budke Marathon, but it's not.
That's the one that you run in the hood when you're running from the cops.
Dang. No, it's the you just said it and I forgot it.
Duke City.
The Duke
Marathon?
City Marathon. Yeah. What are you drinking?
I am having a Humble Coffee. It's Humble Coffee, downtown Albuquerque, my favorite place.
Woo!
What are you having? Let's talk about you.
It's a cortada. It's very strong.
We got a double.
Mm-hmm.
Looks good though. Looks really good.
It's very smoky.
Looks smooth.
It is smooth and strong.
Well, you know what's funny? I know you want to make an innuendo there, but I'm not going to let you.
I was going to say I like my women, but...
Whoa. Okay then. No, we're here at Humble Coffee downtown, sitting on the patio. Good old orange and blue. And we are having an afternoon coffee. We're taking a diversion from our typical Sunday fun day activities. Usually it's drinks, but we're trying to be good. So we had a drink at Sister Bar, and now we're having coffee.
And we had a Philly at a place called Filling Phillies. It's a brand new restaurant here in town. Hang on. Wait a second. What is going on here?
I don't know.
Okay. Never mind. I'm sorry.
You okay?
No, it's called Filling Phillies. It was good. It was tasty. But then we went into Anodyne and definitely we kind of wished that we would have had some food over there too. So.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I always have serious buyer's remorse when I eat somewhere first, and then I go to Sister Bar and I see oh yeah, they have my favorite tacos, and then they add amazing things to their menu, and I'm like, why did I eat something else? Why did I not just eat where I know I in my deep heart of hearts wanted to eat in the first place?
Yeah, what was the one they had on the thing? It was a kimchi.
It was a kimchi
fried
rice burrito, which sounded kind of awesome.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah, I'm having a vanilla latte, best vanilla latte in the city, hands down. And you're having a cortada, a double. And we're just here. We're hanging out, Phil.
Yeah. It's always funny because I have these ideas on my mind about our podcast, and I never write them down. And then as soon as we start recording, I'm like, what was I going to talk about? I'm super just out there. My brain has a hard time. But,
I like where this Sunday is going, though. We stumbled upon the Duke City Marathon on accident. We're watching people run past us. And
we're not drinking too much beer.
Thank God that's not me.
We're not drinking too much beer, which is good.
Yeah. And there's reggae in the background.
Yeah.
And it's just very chill.
So today we were in church. Shout out New City. New City Church. That's the church we go to. But we were in church, and I was just thinking about self-improvement, as you're licking your cup from the bottom up.
I don't want to waste any of it. I was hoping you wouldn't do that. Busted.
Just love coffee. Don't get away from me, drop of coffee.
I don't want to waste a drop of it.
Yeah. Anyways,
sorry.
This last week I came to a point, and I'm just thinking I need to be better with myself. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Oh.
I was going to post a picture on our Instagram of our beautiful coffees.
Ah, okay.
That doesn't mean you have to stop talking.
Okay. So I was thinking I just need to be better. I haven't been taking care of myself that much. I haven't mental health, spiritual health, physical health, just health. It's been hard for me to take care of myself. So one of the things that I kind of realized as I was sitting there is that it takes work. Sorry,
it does.
Go ahead.
No, you're fine.
What are you doing?
I just told you what I'm doing.
Oh, posting on Instagram?
Yes.
Okay.
Coffees are too beautiful not to post.
Yeah. No, it takes work to maintain health and like a healthy life, stuff like that. So,
and to be cognizant of it and realize what you need.
So I was thinking to myself as I was sitting there, I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go on a strict diet, and I'm going to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh.
Somebody's shouting. I'm going to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'm going to go running every day at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'm going to be on a strict diet. And it's going to be awesome because right now I'm super motivated.
Oh, look at that car.
Oh, that's cool.
What is that? I'm sorry. Just keep. I just need a
I don't
picture
know.
of it.
Should we parenting pause?
No. I just want a picture of this. You're saying you got this because people are running, you know?
Yeah, there's a guy walking in the middle of the street.
Well, you know, just another day in Albuquerque, really.
Is this boring? Do we need
No.
to talk about something else?
No.
Let's talk about something else.
No, I wanted to send this picture to somebody to see what kind of car this is. Somebody who would know. So, anyway. Sorry.
Go ahead. What? What do you want to talk about?
Nothing. I'm waiting for you to finish what you're saying.
So, I forgot.
We're talking about diet and getting up and running at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
And
So, I'm probably not going to do it because I'm sitting here drinking coffee and
why can't you do both?
I don't know.
Why can't you do both?
Why can't I do both?
Yeah, I mean you can drink coffee and enjoy coffee and still exercise. You know?
I have to use the bathroom. I'm going to go parent. Okay, we're back. So we're here. What? Still here at Humble. I was talking about my diet and my desire to want to do better physically, mentally, spiritually, and everything. And I just thought it was funny that we get a free minute and we're going downtown. And all of that kind of goes out the window because I'm thinking, well, beer's awesome. Mexican food is awesome. I love tortillas. I love like rice. I love beans. I love all those things. And those things are they're hard to give up. So then I start making compromises like, oh, well, maybe I just should have less of those things. And maybe I should like want to exercise more. I'm not sure. But anyway, I just thought it was funny. It was just interesting. But I do like being downtown. It's nice. What do you think? There's a lot of stuff going on. Like we said, it's the Duke City Marathon. People are doing their marathon thing. Running the traffic downtown is pretty diverse, pretty interesting, lots of character, I guess.
There's a lady with lipstick on half of her face yelling at people.
Yeah, she had like Joker lipstick from Joker. Everybody knows Joker, the villain from Batman. She's like yelling at the runners, like, "You got this." I don't know. It's kind of crazy.
Probably on drugs too.
But I don't know. I had a bunch of really cool stuff I wanted to talk about, but it's just gone.
While you were in the bathroom, I got attacked by a bee. So that was awesome.
Riveting.
I know. Yeah, I'm just sitting here drinking my coffee. This is silky, delicious coffee. Now it's windy. I don't know. Albuquerque's an interesting place on Sunday afternoon. There's a different vibe than like when you go out on the weekends and you see one thing and then come down here in the morning or in the afternoon on a Sunday and you see something else. And
Yeah.
there's a little pop-up art shop next to us that we kind of wandered in. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the whiskey that we just drank earlier, like the one drink I had, is making my face feel like it's on fire.
Seriously?
Yep.
Wonder if you're allergic.
I don't know, but that would be a sad, sad day if I was allergic to whiskey. I love whiskey. But yeah, it is making my face feel hot, like around my eyes, which is, it happens sometimes, but it hasn't happened in a while, and not with whiskey really, but I don't know. So anyway, yeah, it's weird how you have all this extra time and extra money when you decide to stop and or modify your drinking, because that's a very big social endeavor a lot of the times. It's like a place to go, a thing to do, a place where your money goes, and then when you cease to do it, it's like, well, what now?
Yeah. Did you have some things to say about Halloween?
About Halloween?
Yeah, you said I wanted to talk about Halloween. You wanted to talk about Halloween or something.
Oh no, I just wanted to talk about Halloween, like what are we going to do with our kids?
Oh.
And like, should we invite other people to come hang out and trick-or-treat at our house? It wasn't like a formal Halloween conversation. It was just...
Oh, okay.
It was just me trying to think about, because it's coming up, and I'm like, oh yeah, Halloween.
Yeah.
It's funny how people in the religious community put so much emphasis on Halloween. It's like, oh, it's the devil's holiday. Or like, oh, it's Satan's holiday. I'm like, or it's just a time when you get free candy, which is never a bad thing, unless you're like, it's from a van.
Well, I mean, just because it's from a van doesn't mean it's bad either.
If somebody was in a van offering you free candy, I would be a little concerned.
If it's Halloween, it's normal.
Maybe. Trunk or treat.
Yeah, that's what it's called, trunk or treat.
But I'm saying any other time of the year, if somebody offered you candy from a van, you'd probably run the other direction.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm like, our kids are excited. We have, one of them's going to be the Flash. The other one's going to be
Batman?
a pirate. Well, we have a Batman costume, but he keeps saying he wants to be a pirate. So I don't know. We have a pirate costume too. And then the littlest one has a Minnie Mouse costume. So I don't know. Are we going to dress up?
I never know what to dress up as.
I'm going to wear a hoodie and be
I never know what to
for
dress up
Halloween.
as. So
Yeah.
probably not.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel like I'm past the days of dressing up, like, for Halloween, like, taking our kids. It's fun, but I'm not going to get all, like, crazy dressed up. I'm going around the block and I'm coming home, It's funny when you're single and you go out for Halloween, it's like a big ordeal.
Yeah. What's been on your mind today?
We talked a little bit about it at the Philly place.
Yeah. So, like that stuff, and then has there been anything else that's been on your mind?
Yeah, but it's not anything that's like that interesting. I mean,
I just want to know what's been on your mind.
I've been thinking about my Etsy shop and how I'm going to try to make more money.
Yeah.
I have kind of let the Etsy thing go. I haven't really put a lot of time or energy into it.
Yeah.
Because I'm a mom of 3 and I work full time, and most of the time I'm tired when I'm done doing all of that.
Do you know what's crazy is that
Wow.
I keep dropping stuff. Darn it.
Well, if you weren't awake, you're awake now.
Yeah. Sorry.
Does that count as a mic drop?
No, because mic drop is like intentional.
Well, all right, ready then.
Yeah. So we have kids, obviously. And when they're here with us, what's taking up my brain space is just making sure they survive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Making sure they're clean, fed, housed, taken care of, loved, all that stuff. Which
To wake up and tell yourself, I must love my children today.
Yeah, it just happens.
I must love them.
And I do. I love these kids. But it takes up my brain space, like everything. So now that we have just a second to sit down and talk, and like we're doing something that we enjoy, like yes, we're having a conversation with each other, and I hope our conversations on this aren't much different than our conversations we have in real life. Although the conversations we had earlier today were pretty personal and stuff like that. That should be kept personal, I believe.
Yeah, it's not something I really want to go into detail on a podcast about, just because.
No, I know. I don't want to.
I
don't even want to even
my personal
have any hints of what it was. We just. I mean, the point is that we have personal conversations.
Yeah.
And right now we're using free time to have a conversation, but we're recording it and we're sharing it with the internet.
Mm-hmm.
But going back to what I was going to say with kids, like, it's hard to kind of refocus my brain on, like, just what I want to think about instead of having to think about making sure kids are surviving.
Do you ever feel like your brain in times like these is like trying to catch up with like what you've been trying to think about the last couple days?
A little bit.
Like, it's like you have a half thought for like 3 days, and then all of a sudden now you have a minute, and your brain's like, okay, let me just think about all that stuff.
Now my brain just told me I wanted more coffee, but I'm not.
You probably do.
But I'm not going to go get more coffee.
You should just.
At least not now.
They have a really good cold brew in there right now.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, maybe in a minute. No, I did like the frothiness of that drink. No, but I was going to say like I'm trying to think about things that are important to me that I don't normally. With the motor noises.
Yes.
The worst are the diesels, the Power Stroke Ford F-1525s, whatever they are.
Yeah, we're on the old Route 66 right now, and people, fun fact, like to go cruising on Sunday afternoons and evenings down Central. So we may hit a little bit of that noise in a minute, although it's still pretty early.
I thought that was a motorcycle. It was a Corvette.
No, it's a Corvette. I can see the reflection as I look this way.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we may hit some of that. I don't know.
Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah, but I feel like, yeah, you're right. Our brains are constantly on edge and busy and thinking. And I feel like with kids too, you have to think about like the next step ahead. Like your brain is constantly thinking about the next thing you have to accomplish with these little people. Like, okay, in 10 minutes I have to get their shoes on, and then in 20 minutes I have to get them in the car, and then in 30 minutes I have to drop them off at school. Like, there's always something.
Yeah.
Like for me, it's the mornings. Like I've said it before, I hate mornings with kids. They're hard, but partially it's like trying to remember all the little tiny things that I need to get out the door. Like, okay, like Luke needs a lunch, or he needs lunch money, and I need to put his folder in his packet, and I need to make sure he has his money for school for this, and I have to make sure, it's all these little things. I have to make sure the kids have their nap mats for daycare. It's like these little things that...
So what are you thinking about now that doesn't have anything to do with kids?
Well, now I'm thinking about kids.
Since we don't have to think about kids right now, let's not.
Okay, we'll try not to. I think the episode's going to be called, like, Trying Not to Think About Kids. I'm looking at this bike over here. It's one of those rental bikes that you pay to drive. And I'm thinking about, like, how much I would love to get back on my bike and ride. Although I don't have a bike now. I would like to get a bike and just ride. It's good exercise, and it's, like, mentally clearing for me, too.
Fun. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. And, like, I think back to the point of, like, exercise. Like, I'm trying to think of things that I can do that are not, like, going to burn me out or make me feel like, oh, I can't do this. But I love bike riding, throw some headphones in and, like, listen to music and just take a ride, and the scenery is real pretty.
If you had nothing to tie you down, no husband, no kids, no job, and you had, like, I don't know, like $30,000 in the bank, like you could do whatever you want with, like, what would you do?
I'd travel the world.
Okay.
No, I would travel the world. I would go stay in, like, Airbnbs or, like, hostels all over the place, and I would just travel from, like, place to place. I'd go from Asia to Europe. I'd just do all the traveling. I'd probably take a traveling hiatus for a couple years. And I would do that, and I'd probably write a book or something in the process. Or, like, a travel blog. And I'd also visit, like, the best coffee places and all of those places, too, because I just love coffee. That's pretty much it. So, yeah, that's what I do.
Sounds like fun. It sounds like fun.
I know.
Would you go low carb while you're doing it?
No. Yeah, hey guys, I'm in Italy, but I'm going low carb this time. No, I would try all the gelato, probably, all of it. And the pasta, I'd probably gain about 20 pounds in Italy alone, which I'd be okay with.
I want beer now.
Because when in Italy.
I want beer now.
When in Rome.
Coffee's good. Beer's good. Like, it's all good.
It's all good.
You know what I mean?
I have to buy a purse. That sounds like such a mom thing to say.
Yeah.
I need to buy a purse. But my purse broke, and now I have to carry all my crap in my hands, and it just stresses me out. I don't like it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah.
What would you do? No kids, no wife, unlimited funds, or limited but sufficient funds?
I would look you up and find you.
You wouldn't even know who I was. I'd be elusive. I'd be an enigma, traveling the world.
No, that's a cheesy answer.
Mm-hmm. And it's not an honest one. Let's be real.
And it creeps you out. No, I was trying to say the right thing.
There's no right thing. What would you do?
I would buy an iPhone XS Max.
Oh, God. Okay.
And I would sit in my chair and play Clash Royale for a long time.
But what about money? Like, money. Like, you have all this money. You're just going to sit in a chair? You could see the entire world. You could do whatever you want.
I would do the same thing
You're
as you.
going to sit in a chair.
I would do the same thing as you.
And play Clash Royale?
I would do the same thing as you.
Okay. Well, that's a good answer.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Let's take a pause.
I'm going to get some coffee.
Okay.
Okay, we're back.
We're back.
We took a short break. We were at Humble Coffee enjoying some coffee. I wanted beer, and then some people
interrupted our precious time. Just kidding. Yeah. They just came and sat down.
They just sat down.
It was fine.
And yeah, whatever.
Well, it was fine.
Well, it's awkward trying to record a podcast where there's people around.
Yeah. Well, it sounds a little weird when they're like, who are they talking to? Or like, what are they talking at? Or why are they talking like that? Or
that tells me our conversations aren't normal.
Well,
maybe it's a little bit weird.
I mean, it might be.
But I picked that song by Jeff O'Midvaron. Shout out Jeff O'Midvaron. Find him on soundcloud.com/Jeff O'Midvaron, or I think he's jeffomidvaron.com. I'm not sure. But I like this little novel Native American flute that he's got in the beginning there.
Well, I mean, it goes back to his roots.
Yeah.
In Taos.
Yep. My buddy Jeff, he's from Taos Pueblo. Mm-hmm. And very pretty up there. I love Taos.
Taos is gorgeous. And they have a gorge.
They do have a gorge.
The gorgeous Taos Gorge,
yeah,
if you
the
will.
gorgeous Taos Gorge. But yeah, check out his stuff. And we're at Bow and Arrow Brewery. I didn't even mention that.
Yeah, we've kind of schmoozed our way around Albuquerque today. Mm-hmm. It's nice though. This is the first time we've had time together, like the two of us.
Right.
In a long time, like uninterrupted time.
That's nice.
It is nice. We're out here. I'm having this beer right now. Shout out Bow and Arrow Brewing Company. They have a seasonal beer, okay? And I'm going to read you the description because it's that good. If you're local...
You took a picture of it?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm a little Belgian, and this beer is an ode to Belgian waffles.
Okay.
So I took a little picture of the description, and it's a seasonal beer. So it's not going to be around forever. But if you are a local and you're in the area, you should come by and try this because it is like a brunch beer.
The beer I'm having is also seasonal.
What is it?
It's called Bolos and Bling IPA.
You know, I feel like we should cheers these beers because they're delicious.
You want to try mine?
I do. I don't even like IPAs, but I feel like I'm coming around a little. The glass is cool. I drink it just for the glass, really.
Yeah.
Ooh, I definitely taste the bling.
Yeah.
It's a citrus bling. It's not bad though.
Yeah.
So
I like the color.
It's like a very orangey, citrusy.
Like amber?
Yeah.
Sort of deal? Huh.
Amber is the color of its energy. Whoa.
We used to march to that song in marching band at UNM. Mm-hmm. Because it was a good tempo. Mm-hmm. And we would just march, do our drills. We used to do drills.
Okay. Fun. So I'm going to read the description of this delicious, delicious waffle beer.
Okay.
It's called the Waffle Bandit Stout. It is a pastry stout inspired by Belgian waffles, brewed with lactose. Oh, well, there you go. Copious amounts of maple syrup and Belgian yeast. And the notes are maple, spice, and it's a light roast. It is so good. I could drink this for breakfast. I probably shouldn't, but I could.
Yeah, don't do it. Okay, so one thing has been on my mind. You know how most people get their information by reading?
Yeah.
So
Or by really dumb podcasts.
yeah,
Just kidding.
I have never been a great reader. I don't know why. The way my brain operates, like maybe the way I was brought up, who knows? I'm not a great reader. And I tell my students this all the time. Because I expect them to be able to read. And what are you doing?
I was just trying to get an in the action picture, but I can't.
Hey, we can do that later.
Okay.
What was I talking about?
Reading.
So I tell my students all the time, because I teach special education. Most of the kids I teach a small group. It's a small group setting. So it's designed so that I can help the students a bit more. Like I don't have a huge classroom. I have a small group of...
It's a smaller concentration.
Yeah, of kids who are in special education. But a lot of these kids struggle with reading. A lot of them have dyslexia. A lot of them base their value and worth off of what is expected of them in education. And a lot of teachers expect them to be able to read. And a lot of them can read, but it's a struggle for them. Like they read at a lower level just because of the way their brain processes. And I tell them this all the time. Like I deal with some of the same things. Like I tell them how hard it is for me to read sometimes. Like I can read. You know, I'm good at reading. Like I am.
Yeah.
But for you, it's different. Like for you, it's easy. Like
yeah, that's true.
Talking to you.
But
like,
if you had me do math, it would be a different
like
story.
if you handed me a novel and then you a novel, and we started reading at the same time, you would blaze past like the first, second, third chapter. I would still be halfway through the first chapter.
Well,
not only that, but like if I read a couple pages, 3, 4, 5 pages, sometimes I forget entirely what I just read and have to go back and reread it because my mind drifts as I read.
I've always been in like honors English and like advanced reading, like gifted reading. No, I'm not. I'm just saying like.
Toot your own horn there. I'm just kidding. I'm
a fast reader. I can't help it.
See, and I'm not. And I'm not. But that doesn't mean I can't take in information. And I'm starting to realize that. Like I'm getting a lot of information from podcasts, from audiobooks, and I'm super excited. I just so on YouTube TV, we subscribe to YouTube TV. There's an add-on for documentaries. It's called Curiosity Stream. They're not a sponsor, but maybe one day we'll have a sponsor.
I don't know. Nobody cares. I mean, it's fine. We're not looking to like make
No,
money.
we don't even really want a sponsor. But if you want to give us money, like whatever.
Yeah, if you want to give us money, we'll talk about it. You can pay us some caffeine or beer.
It's okay to say brand names and stuff and put it on the internet. Who cares?
Oh, it's a shout out.
No, I mean we enjoy products and stuff. Everybody does. But no, Curiosity Stream it's all documentaries, and it's not. There's all sorts of different subjects that you can go from. There's like my favorite subjects I would say are biology and physics and astronomy, astrophysics, like that stuff. Really, really, it piques my interest. And I know the documentary you like different ones too.
I like things that are more socially based, like social issues, right. Crime and justice. Although I do like artificial intelligence stuff. I think that's really interesting, and things about space too. Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited about just the way I've been gathering information, audiobooks, podcasts, watching documentaries.
It's so cool and it's so awesome, and it's also crazy because we live in a time where like our kids have so much access to so much information. Can you remember when we were kids and like the internet didn't exist yet?
Yeah.
Do you remember having to look things up in encyclopedias and go to the library and check out 3 books about the same topic?
The other day that was blowing my mind, and it had something to do with technology. I can't remember. Maybe
it's blowing your mind.
Yeah, like the way that things have advanced, and sorry. What?
You need to chill.
What?
Enjoy your beer. Relax.
I am.
Okay. I responded to a text, and he gets all bent out of shape about it.
I'm not bent out of shape. I just wanted.
I can listen and respond at the same time. It's amazing.
I can't remember what it was that I was thinking about, but it was interesting.
It blew your mind, though?
Yeah, just what like growing up was like, and how different it was. I don't know. Who cares? Who cares?
Well, I think a lot of people care.
I mean, it's not. I mean, everybody talks about that. Like, yeah, of course, technology has advanced. Like, of course.
Yeah, but I mean, if you think backwards about the issue, like, people are never again going to have to, like, open a book to get information if they don't want to. People are never again going to have to. You don't even have to go to a library anymore to get information. You can get the books, like, on your device. You don't even have to, like, walk into a library. Like, that's crazy. Like, technology and information as we know it is gone.
Yeah.
And it's just going to keep going.
It's just evolving.
Right.
It's not gone. It's just evolving.
Have you heard of that theory? And I don't remember what it is, but they are saying that there's going to be, this is probably way in the future, but there's this idea that people are going to have these microchips in their brains, and you're going to be able to pull up information on a topic, like, at whim.
No, Elon Musk, he's got his hand in a bunch of different pots. Is that the term? Yeah. Pots, hands in pots.
Sure. I mean, I hope he doesn't get burned, but.
But of course, he does Tesla. He does SpaceX. He does that weird underground tunnel.
A bunch of other stuff we probably don't know about.
But no, one of the things that he is working on is some sort of cyborg project. That
it's a fusion between human beings and machine learning and machine knowledge.
And this is in development, like, as we speak.
Yeah.
And there was supposedly supposed to be some sort of big announcement a while back, and I missed it, but I'm actually going to look it up.
You know that when someone says something is in development, it's having been developed for a long time. So they've already obviously had some success with it. Otherwise, they wouldn't be even telling us it's in development. Do you know what I mean? They don't say it out loud unless there's been some progress. So you have to wonder, how long has this been going on? How long have they been working on this project? And, like, what kind of jumps and leaps have they made? Like, that's terrifying. You know?
He has 3 citizenships: South Africa, Canada, and the United States.
I would choose Canada.
He graduated from Queen's University of Pennsylvania. He's worth $19.8 billion. Holy cow.
He's fascinating to listen to.
He was on the Joe Rogan podcast, and he was smoking weed with Joe Rogan. I thought that was interesting.
I watched that one.
Did you?
Yeah, it was super interesting.
Wait a second. Oh, okay, that's weird. Oh, he was married to the same person twice. Tallulah Riley. Tallulah, married from 2010 to 2012, and then divorced 2012, and then remarried the same person in 2013.
I wonder if it was a tax thing or a citizenship thing. Like, it was some legal thing.
One child deceased. That's sad.
Oh, wow. That's very sad. He has 6 kids?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Okay, so here's his...
Well, those kids probably don't need anything.
Titles. So he's the CEO, lead designer of SpaceX.
Okay.
He's the CEO and product architect of Tesla. He's the co-founder of Neuralink. That's the one.
That's terrible.
Founder of the Boring Company. I don't know what that is, but I'm definitely going to look it up. Co-founder of Zip2. Founder of X.com. Later became PayPal? What?
Yeah. You didn't know that?
Wow.
He's the founder of PayPal.
Co-founder of OpenAI. I've heard of that.
That's terrifying.
And then chairman of Solar City. So yeah, this Neuralink.
Chairman of Solar City? What the hell is Solar City?
Okay. Neuralink, and I'm reading this from Wikipedia, the Wikipedia page. Neuralink is an American neurotechnology company founded by Elon Musk and 8 others, reported to be developing implantable brain-computer interfaces. The computer's headquarters in San Francisco. It started in 2016. Yeah.
Jeez.
Implantable brain-computer interfaces.
So
I need to follow Neuralink on Twitter.
Immediately.
Yes.
Okay, so the thing that would fascinate me about that concept is, like, we were talking earlier, not on the podcast, but just personally, we were talking about dementia and about how it affects the brain and what happens when you get dementia and how it progresses. And I would wonder, like, is there a point where you could do a Neuralink chip in, like, somebody's brain, and let's say they were predisposed to having dementia, would the computer, just the processing part, just take over for them?
I think the chip is supposed to be supplemental.
I know, but what I'm saying is, like, let's say that they're declining or they're losing their fine motor skills, because that happens in early onset dementia, right? They forget how to hold a fork. Would the computer part of it just kick in and, like, kick into those motor skills? Like
that's a really hard question to
like,
answer because
here's how you use a fork, and then it would just be like an automatic thing.
No, I think the brain is so complex and complicated. Like, I don't know.
But you can pinpoint the area of the brain that controls motor skills.
I don't know, pinpoint.
And memory.
I mean, you know the region.
And memory motor function.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. How did we start talking about Elon Musk?
I don't know, but he's a badass.
He is.
He is super
But
cool.
a lot of people, there's some controversy around him too. Like, they said that he was messing with his company's, I don't know, finances and stuff like that. Like, this is what he did. He was talking about either SpaceX or Tesla going public.
I think it's SpaceX.
And then he didn't.
Or Tesla.
I don't know. Something like that. I don't know money. I don't. But anyway, he's cool.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of torn on that one because he's contributed a lot to technology. And
He's an innovator.
I'm like, let the man do what he wants, kind of a thing. Mm-hmm. To a point.
Is he a modern day Henry Ford?
Kind of. I feel like he could be. Maybe he's a modern day Nikola Tesla. Hey-o.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting?
What's up?
I was listening to a podcast about Thomas Edison.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everyone says that Thomas Edison invented the light bulb.
Yeah.
That's not true. He bought the rights and the patent information off of Nikola Tesla and took Tesla's idea and patented it. The technology was all Tesla's. It wasn't Thomas Edison's.
I would like to fact check that.
Yeah, no, he just got the idea from Tesla and then he patented it and made money and put his name on it. So the man that we give the credit to is really not the man the credit's due. Good so far.
Yeah. Thank you.
But yeah, no, so I heard that it was like he did not actually invent the light bulb. It was just an idea that he bought and patented. It was a business transaction. It wasn't like an innovation of his.
Interesting.
So it's kind of cool when you think about that, but it's also kind of jacked up.
Can I talk about parenting real quick?
Sure.
So, what are you looking up?
I'm looking up Tesla.
Are you're gonna fact check yourself?
Invented, the light bulb and the radio.
Earlier, when we were at the coffee shop, we were talking about like what would you do if you had no ties? Would you be happy though? Think about that. Would you be happier if you had no ties, no husband, no kids, no job, $30,000 in the bank? By the way, $30,000. I don't know if that would cover your round the trip world.
Well, I'd probably make some money in the process.
Who knows? But would you be happier in the long run there versus dealing with whiny kids and...
Who's going to make that baby go?
What? Oh, there's a guy driving a Porsche.
It's a really nice Porsche. I just want to see it.
What year is it?
I don't know.
Like a 65?
Something. It's bright red, cherry red. It's beautiful. I just want to hear that baby purr.
So, my dad had a 1970 Datsun 260Z.
My mom had a Datsun too.
Back when I was in high school. It was an inline six, had no power steering. That sucker was fun to drive because I drove it a couple times because I was in high school and I had a driver's license. But it was fun. It was fun to drive. I would love to have some kind of older little sports car like that. That'd be really cool.
When the kids are out of the house, honey, we can can get a sports car and have
I'm
fun.
wondering, like, okay, don't be afraid to say just flat out no. But
do you hear it?
There's some value in having kids.
Of course.
Maybe that's not the way you're supposed to look at it, I don't think. Like, I don't have kids to have value for myself.
A lot of people do, though.
That's crazy. Like,
people look at kids as an investment or like, oh, it's a mini version of myself.
Yeah.
Like, I want a mini version of me to carry on the human race. Like, people are weird.
It's a huge sacrifice, dude.
Yeah. It is.
Like, we've sacrificed basically our lives.
And our bodies.
Sorry.
That's all I get. Sorry.
Sorry
times 3.
What can I say? I'm gonna get a beer. Should we pause, or do you want to talk for a little bit? There've been more pauses in this one.
You waited for the opportune time to go get a beer.
I do want to talk about.
Here, I'll talk about it.
You want to talk about?
I'll talk about it. I'll talk about
how you sacrificed your body.
How I sacrificed. sacrificed my body. I don't know that I'm going to talk about that, but I mean, I guess I could. No, I think for men and women, kids bring out different points of your maturity and immaturity. Yes, as women, we sacrifice our bodies. Not to say that you can't get your body back. It just becomes a little harder, I think, with each child that you have. We have 3, and I am definitely not the 20-something that I used to be. It's hard to accept, too, I think, as a woman. Like, 1 kid, you can usually bounce back okay. 2, fair. 3 is a little harder. Like, I've noticed, and I'm sorry if this is weird for you, whoever you are, but, like, my hips are a little bit bigger. They're never going to go back to being the same. I have to think about that when I buy pants now. It's stupid. It doesn't matter really, but it's one of those things as a woman that you kind of notice, and I think you kind of, I don't want to say resent, but you definitely are like, oh, okay, like, I'm a grown-up now. And then it changes. There's things that change, I think, with every pregnancy too. I don't know, hormones do weird things. And then your time is something that you sacrifice from the beginning of the first one. And then as it goes, more kids, more time consuming. I'm out here on the patio of the brewery, by the way, side note. And this guy just walked up and looked at me like I'm a freaking weirdo because I'm talking into a phone by myself. And then he walked in. So I feel awesome right now. But yeah, I mean, there's just things I think, and for men and women, it's a little different, but I don't know. I'm just speaking from a female perspective only. I feel like there's a lot less of me to go around, and I'm trying to balance the time I give to each kid, and it's hard. And I want to exercise and stuff, and I try to make time for that, but that is something that I really struggle with, because unless you want to take your kids with you or pay for a gym membership that has a stupid fee for childcare. And by the way, your kids always get sick in gym childcares, always. Because there's always germs everywhere. It's kind of hard. I don't want to take my kids on a run with me. I mean, I guess you could in a jogging stroller, but it's kind of more work than it's worth, I think, for me. I'm not speaking for everybody, but for me, it's more work than it's worth. And yeah, it's that whole balance of also just trying to consciously do things healthier, I think, especially when you're tired, you're dealing with potty training. There's just all these little things about having kids that come in phases. They go through sleep regression, and sometimes they have nightmares and they don't want to sleep in their bed. And so you have a whole 2 months where all they want to do is sleep with you, and then it goes away. And then after that, it's potty training, and you're up because they have accidents, or, there's always something that's changing and evolving. And I feel like sometimes there's not enough of me or energy or parts of myself to go around. And so I just feel like I'm mentally tired a lot of the time. And that's why Lorenzo and I talk a lot about self-care, on this podcast. It's one thing to have nights out and dates together and going out to dinner, but even that is not necessarily self-care when you have kids. It's important to make time for dates. It's important to make time for the two of you, just the two of you. And if anybody tells you you're being selfish because you want to spend time, the two of you, and don't want to bring your kid, kick those people out of your life, because that's bullshit. Sorry. I get a little upset sometimes. But no, taking care of yourself as a parent, whether you're a man and you're a father, you're a woman and you're a mother, gay, straight, whatever you are, and your parents, take time to yourselves. Your relationship needs it. You need it. Your partner needs it. And all in all, I think to be better parents to your kids, it really behooves everybody to take care of yourself. So,
did you just use the word behoove?
I did. I wanted to use it, and I did. I worked it in there. Behoove. I'm quite the reader. I use big words.
Yeah. So our kids, you were talking about them?
I was talking about how we always talk about self-care, and that's not necessarily just going on dates, but doing things like this, sitting and having a beer with each other, or just taking the time to slow your personal roll.
Yeah.
And mentally be okay, I'm all right. I'm okay.
Yeah. That's an MXPX song, by the way.
Of course it is.
Yeah. No, we were talking about sacrifice and the whole kids thing.
Yeah.
And it's hard. Like, having kids is difficult. Having 3 kids is a lot. But man, one of my favorite things, our little daughter, like, she's a little dancer. Like, she loves to dance.
I'm getting her into a creative dance class next year.
Are you?
Yeah,
she would enjoy that.
For 3-year-olds.
Like, if there's a song that comes on and she likes it, it's so funny. She'll start dancing. She starts moving, tapping the toes,
her whole body,
tapping the toes. And then if I'm there, she holds her arms out to me, like she's like she wants to dance.
Daddy, hold me.
She wants to dance.
Yeah.
And she doesn't want me to hold her, but she wants me to hold her hands, and she wants me to dance with her. Like, she just loves to dance. So one of my favorite things in the world is to dance with that little girl. Like, it's awesome.
So, speaking of her, yesterday I was watching. Have you guys seen that? It's like the Super Enlightened Life with JP Sears.
You guys.
You guys. You know, he does all those, like, how to be gluten intolerant, and, like, he's got the red hair.
Wait, no, I've never heard of it. What is it?
It's like the Super Enlightened Life with JP Sears.
No, never heard of it.
Yes, you have.
What?
He's the guy
is
that
it on
makes
Hulu?
No.
What is it?
He's like the guy that makes fun of all kinds of different things. Here, I'll pull it up and you'll know what I'm talking about. Anyway, his name is JP Sears. He does like these kind of... Watch. You know who this person is.
JP Sears.
This guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so he had one, and it was...
I didn't know he had a name. That's
Well, he's a person.
JP Sears.
Yes, JP Sears.
It's like JC Penney's and Sears together.
Ultra Spiritual Life. There it is. So the funny thing is, one of his videos popped up on my Instagram. It was like my wedding video. And I totally thought it was going to be like a mocking thing, because most of his videos
It was an actual, like, serious thing?
It was actually his wedding video.
It was serious?
It was serious. And his wife in the video, like, they had beautiful, beautiful video and camera work. I looked at those, like, that video, and I was, like, starting to cry, and I was like, it's so beautiful. And then I started thinking about our daughter, and I was like, oh my God. I, like, lost it. And I was like, what is wrong with me? But it was just so funny, because I was thinking about Juliet, and I was just like, oh my gosh, someday, like I'm going to have to deal with this, and it's going to be my own kid, and I'm going to lose it.
It's interesting to me how we treat our kids differently. We have 3 kids.
Well, they're different people.
Luke, Riley, and Juliet. And I love the heck out of every single one of them, but, like, we do treat them differently because they're different people.
Well, you have to.
They're different people. Yesterday I went to the game with Luke. Football game. Lobo, they lost by a lot.
They always lose.
To Fresno State.
They always lose.
Fresno State. And Fresno State is now 6-1. So they're pretty good. And the Lobos
lost because they suck.
Hey, no.
Okay, sorry.
I can't hear you.
They have some improvement that needs to be made.
They have some work to do.
Okay.
But no, I was just hanging out with my buddy John. Shout out to John. We shout out way too much.
Yeah. It's a drinking game.
So
are you drinking?
I am.
Okay.
Got hair in my mouth. Where'd that come from? That was weird. No, just hanging out with Luke. Like,
you okay?
Yeah, I am. And now I'm kind of sick too.
Oh, great. Well, you shouldn't be drinking. If you're sick, you're gonna get sicker. It's gonna bring your immune system down.
That's an old wives' tale.
Whose wife? Whose wife said that?
Debbie Downer. That's who it was. No. Hanging out with Luke, like, that was fun. Like, and I enjoyed my time with him, and I love that kid. And he's so smart too. He was telling me, he's like, "Hey, Dad." I'm not even joking. Like, walking from the stadium back to our car after the game, he talked the entire time about dimorphodons. First of all, it's like, dude, what is a dimorphodon? And he explained to me what a dimorphodon was.
Like, what does this have to do with football right
using the names of other dinosaurs that I had no idea of what they were. It's like, yeah, Dad, it's like a pteranodon with the Utah Raptor head. And like, I was like, what?
Oh my god. It's so funny when he gets mad. Like, we take away the tablet sometimes from him, and he has that Jurassic Park game, and you have to hatch eggs, and he's like, Mom, I need to hatch my eggs. And
I'm on level 26, Dad.
And I have to hatch my eggs, and if I don't, and I'm like, if you don't what? It's not real, son. Like, and he gets all bent out of shape because he has to hatch his eggs, and he's like on a timeline.
Yeah.
Like, what in the world?
Kid.
I mean, it could be worse. Like, he could be wanting to like play some really bad game or something. He just wants to hatch dinosaur eggs. I'm like, I'm okay with it.
No, he's good. He's good. He's sneaky too. Like, if we don't let him, he'll find my tablet.
That's why I always have to hide it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sorry.
So, huh?
You gave me a dirty look.
I gave you a dirty look? No, I didn't.
It's the grumpy cat look.
I'm always kind of ugly.
Is
It's
that your
all good.
resting bitch face?
Yeah, I guess I have it.
Well, I have to go to the bathroom now, so why don't you
talk about what?
Dilophosauruses, of course. You should be the expert by
now. So Dilophosaurus is different than Dimorphodon.
There you go. You have your start. I'll be right back.
I don't. I could talk about Celsius again.
No, don't bore anyone with that.
So Lindsay's leaving me here to talk about something as she goes to the restroom. I'm probably gonna do a parenting pause here in a minute, but I did want to say I'll talk sports a little bit. So if you don't like sports, that's fine. You can just hear. My favorite team, my favorite baseball team, probably my favorite team in any sport is the New York Yankees. I enjoy watching the New York Yankees so much. Well, no, I take that back. Any Lobos game I enjoy, especially if we have a stake in something. Like, it makes me feel really happy. Like, for example, 2, maybe 3 years ago, the Lobos will beat Boise State in Boise, and that was awesome. That was the best. I remember it was on ESPN. I was screaming at the TV. I was jumping up and down like I was the only person in the house. Just totally. Actually, I think the kids were asleep, and I think Lindsay was doing something else. But any Lobos stuff, I am totally excited about it. It's, whatever. Lobo basketball I can get into a lot. Lobo basketball losses I think hurt me the most. Like, for example, every time that the Lobos lose to Utah, especially back in the 90s, those used to hurt a lot. Utah losses to Arizona hurt. New Mexico losses to Arizona, those hurt. Just because Arizona's a next door neighbor, they have a better program. They're Pac-12. We're Mountain West. We're Western Athletic Conference alumni, and they're just they used to be WAC with us, WAC, Western Athletic Conference, and now they've gone on and they're doing much better things athletic wise than us here in the lonely little Mountain West Conference. But so yeah, Lobo sports can get me moving for sure. Any sport, whatever it is. Baseball, basketball, football. Not so much baseball, because baseball in the college area is not so great. But definitely basketball. To a smaller degree, football. And now I'm really sad that Lobo soccer is leaving us. That's kind of sad. But on a plus note, we are getting a professional soccer team here in Albuquerque called, what are they called?
I don't know.
New Mexico United.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm seeing the billboards around town. It's pretty exciting. They're having tryouts.
Yep.
So
it was weird watching the NFL in London this morning.
Yeah.
That was pretty crazy.
Yeah, NFL. They played in Wembley Stadium.
Wembley Stadium.
In London.
Good old jolly London.
Yeah, I was every once in a while my wife turns into Ron Burgundy. So
it happens sometimes.
Yeah. As long as it's not during the intimate times, we're good.
Whoa! Okay, then.
We have 3 kids. Everybody knows.
Everybody knows. It's no secret.
Yeah. No, but it was the Chargers and the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of funny because this morning I woke up super early. The kids were up. Actually, Luke.
Did you notice how I was hiding out in the bunk bed?
I woke up. So I kind of woke up pretty early, and I had a headache for some reason. And I have no idea why. didn't drink last night. Like I didn't have keto flu like I had like 3 days ago when I was trying to be good.
He carb loaded. He was like, I'm done with this keto flu.
Yeah, I did 48 hours. I seriously lost like 2-3 pounds in 48 hours, eating nothing but proteins and fats. And then I was like, screw this. My head hurts. I
have the chills. I want to puke.
There is a huge Tupperware thing full of awesome spaghetti and meatballs.
Heads are falling off.
And there's pizza in the fridge. I'm done.
I'm done.
So we were watching Ozarks, and I was like, that's it. But
I want to get a growler of this or a bomber, by the way, for James and Jen. Okay. I want to ding dong ditch a growler on their patio.
Well, we can tell them hello.
It's way more fun to just leave it.
No, it's not.
They're gonna know who it is.
All right, whatever. What was I talking about?
Sorry. You got up really early.
You interrupted my oodle.
Keto flu, spaghetti.
Oh yeah. Football. Yeah. So I woke up this morning, had a low grade kind of headache going on. I was like 5 o'clock, 5:15. I was like, what is going on? It's Sunday. I should be sleeping. And I also had I have a little bit of a cold happening right now, if you can notice the nasally tone in my voice. So I was dealing with like having extra phlegm, so I blew my nose a few times. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was wondering what that was too. Stop talking. There's a card in a bush that Lindsay just picked up, and it says it's a laminated card that says stop talking.
I love it. I want to keep it.
Yeah. So anyways, I was making some noise this morning because my sinuses were definitely clogged, hoping to make sure the kids would stay in bed. Of course, Luke woke up. He's our early riser. He woke up, used the bathroom. Luke did. And then he turned on the light in our bedroom, and it was really bright, and then he went back to bed. I was like, okay, maybe I dodged a bullet. But not like 5 minutes later, Riley was up. Riley does this weird thing too, Linz, where he wakes up and he'll lay on a rug, and then he'll get up and he'll go to other rug and he'll lay on that rug. Have you noticed that?
No.
He does that.
What is he, a cat?
I think we have 2, maybe 3 rugs.
Do we have a cat, son?
He'll lay on a rug, and then I'll go lay on a different rug. Like, he's awake.
I mean, he's super weird. I don't know.
But that's how he wakes up. And I'm like, you lay on rugs as long as you're not, like, grumpy.
He's doing the rug rotation?
Like, Riley can go one of 2 ways when he wakes up.
He's either super happy and like, I love you. Or he's like,
and, yeah.
Like, you will be miserable for the next 2 hours.
Like, this morning, like, I told our Google Home, I was like, okay, Google, play Disney Junior on the living room TV. It's like, no, not Disney Junior. Watch football. Like, I don't know. It was...
Or just weird, because he could care less about football most of the time. Yeah. He's 3. He's a 3-nager. It's horrible. It's pretty bad. And I hate it.
There is no point to anything I just said. I was talking about the football game this morning.
Okay.
I don't know.
It's all right. I just found a card in the bushes that says stop talking. And I'm like, is that a sign? Like, the universe is like, shut up.
It feels good just to kind of clear your mind, right?
Yeah. I'm also watching this pigeon over here, and I'm wondering, A, where are your pigeon friends? And B, what are you eating?
He doesn't care. There's some food somewhere.
Well, I'm like, you want a beer, pigeon? Like, what do you need? I don't know.
He's pecking at he must see something.
He looks like he does pretty well.
Is there something on the ground that he's eating?
I don't know. It looks like just cement.
He's pecking at asphalt. I don't see anything on the asphalt.
He doesn't look like he's the smartest pigeon.
He's like Hey Hey from Moana.
Yeah.
I love Hey Hey.
He's the Hey Hey of pigeons.
Our kids can quote Moana like verbatim.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
I found... Never mind, I'm not going to say that.
What?
No, it's not...
Whisper it in my ear.
No, it's not even... It's just pointless.
Whisper it in my ear. He found...
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
So, anyway, I have to buy a purse. We're running out of time.
Do we got to wrap up?
We do have to wrap up. I'm getting a little anxious here.
What are you listening to?
What am I listening to? Well, since yesterday?
Yeah. Bonus episode today. Yeah, we haven't.
I've actually been listening to the Nancy Grace podcast. Yes, I know. Shoot me.
No, I won't.
No, it's really interesting. She was talking about that case where that little girl got kidnapped and the parents were killed. And they
Tell me about that, because I don't know much about it.
There's not a lot of facts out there. Basically, it looks like somebody kicked the door in.
What happened? I don't know. Oh, you're telling me what happened.
Yeah, came into the home, shot the parents point blank, killed them both, and kidnapped the 13-year-old. And they can't find her.
Is there somebody that...
They don't know what the motive is.
Did they piss somebody off?
Well, they must have, but they don't... As of right now, they're not releasing a motive. They don't know.
Gangs?
They don't know. So there's got to be some shady shit that the parents were into or something. Or it was like a targeted attack where they wanted the 13-year-old. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't just happen randomly.
Mm-hmm.
And if it does, that's terrifying. But, like, yeah, so I was listening to that. So I've been listening to I've been following that case a little bit on different crime podcasts because I'm curious to find out, like...
And the daughter's dead?
No, the daughter's missing. They can't find her. So whoever killed the parents busted into the house and kidnapped the 13-year-old daughter. They can't find her. So, yeah, this happened in Wisconsin. And, yeah, I've been kind of following that case on a couple podcasts. So that's kind of what I've been listening to. What about you?
As far as podcasts are concerned, I haven't really been listening to any new podcasts. I mentioned I did listen to Brian and Gio made a podcast. Their episode on Lord of the Rings was pretty damn hilarious. Looks like they have a newer episode called About Our Most Memorable Handshakes. So check out their stuff. They're witty, funny. They both work in the movies, which is they have a lot of really cool stuff they talk about. And then the one about Lord of the Rings, there's an extra Brian. So it was funny.
Brian.
I find myself laughing out loud.
I mean, everybody can use an extra Brian, right?
Yeah, everybody. I don't have any Brians in my life other than the Brian from the podcast.
I guess the other...
Do I have any Brians in my life? I don't. I have Johns.
You have Brian from Pizza Hut.
I definitely have some Johns and some Seans.
Brian from Pizza Hut.
Brian from Pizza Hut. Oh, yeah, B-Rye. Baroni. Yeah.
The other podcast I've been listening to, following our sex trafficking conversation yesterday, is called Sold in America. It's a new podcast, and it basically talks about just the sex trafficking industry and trade in the United States. It's pretty good. I'm only about one podcast in, so I haven't gotten too deep, but it's called Sold in America. If you want to listen to that, it's pretty good so far. Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I haven't really listened to much podcasts other than that one. I started listening or finishing the Liturgist podcast on climate change because it's real, but nobody's doing anything about it, and they were talking about that. It was really interesting.
My dad thought he would infer the other day that he believed in climate change, and I was like, well, good for you. That's a good thing. I'm glad that you do.
Yippers.
I wasn't going to have that conversation with you,
man.
but I'm glad that we can agree on that.
Yeah. Yep.
Interesting.
So, yeah, and I listened to clips of the Joe Rogan podcast, or the Joe Rogan Experience, it's called, I guess. And I'm always listening to the Star Talk Radio podcast with Neil deGrasse Tyson. I'm going to say I skipped the episodes with Bill Nye, the Science Guy. Like, I enjoy him, but I enjoy so much more Star Talk Radio with Neil deGrasse Tyson and his co-host Chuck Nice. He's the best. I love Chuck Nice. Second place is Star Talk Radio with Neil deGrasse Tyson with Eugene Merman. Merman, I guess his name is. So yeah. As far as music is concerned, I've been trying to get a little bit more hip hop in my life. Usually my music taste has been, I don't know, like kind of indie, kind of emo, kind of punk rock, kind of screamo, like that genre. But I'm trying to listen to more like rock and roll, punk rock, stuff like that. So who knows? I don't know. But I just started listening to the Kendrick Lamar with Lindsay in the car like 30 minutes ago. So
Okay.
Anyways.
Awesome.
You want to head out?
Yeah, I need a purse.
Are we gonna get a growler?
Yes. That too.
For our friends?
Yes.
I have the sniffles.
Sniffle, sniffle.
Yeah. So anyway, bonus episode this week.
Yeah, making up for lost time.
Maybe we'll record another one sometime soon.
Who knows? Have a good Sunday fun day.
Lindsay's like, wrap it up.
Seriously, I need a purse. We have limited time here.
All right. You guys have a good afternoon, week. We'll talk to you later.